Welcome to this Photoshop Basics tutorial. In this guide, we will go over the fundamentals of Adobe Photoshop, followed by a hands-on tutorial on applying a realistic tattoo effect to an image. Adobe Photoshop is the industry standard for photo editing, design, and digital art. It is widely used by photographers, graphic designers, and artists. Photoshop offers tools for image manipulation, retouching, and creating graphics from scratch. Key features include layers, stack images and effects non-destructively, selection tools, isolate and edit specific parts of an image, adjustment layers, make color and lighting changes without affecting the original image, filters, add effects such as blur, sharpening, or artistic styles, blending modes, control how layers interact with each other. Layers allow you to manage separate elements in your project. Smart objects help keep edits flexible and maintain image quality. These are great for non-destructive adjustments and transformations. Now let's move on to a hands-on Photoshop tutorial where we will apply a realistic tattoo to an image. In this tutorial, we will go step by step through the process of placing a tattoo on someone's skin in Photoshop. We will start by opening an image, adding the tattoo, blending it with the skin, and making adjustments to make it look as natural as possible. Let's begin. First, we need to open the main image. This will be the base image where we will apply the tattoo. Locate the image you want to edit, such as a person's arm. Right-click the file and select Open with Photoshop. The image will now appear as the background layer in the Layers panel. Now, we need to bring in the tattoo image that will be placed on the skin. Drag and drop the tattoo image into Photoshop, or go to File, Place Embedded. Select the tattoo file and click Place. The tattoo will now appear as a new layer above the background. Next, we must convert the tattoo into a smart object. This step is important because it allows us to apply transformations and filters non-destructively. That means we can edit the tattoo without losing image quality. Check if the tattoo layer has a small smart object icon. If not, right-click the tattoo layer and select Convert to Smart Object. Now we need to blend the tattoo with the skin. The best way to do this is by changing the blending mode. Select the tattoo layer. In the Layers panel, change the blending mode from Normal to Multiply. This makes white areas in the tattoo disappear, leaving only the darker parts visible. This helps the tattoo look more like it is actually inked onto the skin, rather than floating on top of it. Next, we will adjust the tattoo size and placement to fit the arm naturally. Press Ctrl+T on Windows or Command+T on Mac to activate Free Transform. A box will appear around the tattoo with handles that allow you to resize and rotate it. Resize, rotate, and position the tattoo over the arm so that it fits naturally. If you need more precision, use the arrow keys to nudge the tattoo into place. Press Enter, or click the check mark to confirm. Now, we will make the tattoo blend better with the skin by adjusting its opacity. Select the tattoo layer and lower the opacity in the Layers panel to around 85%. This makes the tattoo slightly transparent, allowing some of the skin's natural texture to show through. To make the tattoo even more realistic, we will apply a slight blur. This step helps the tattoo match the sharpness of the surrounding skin. Go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. A dialog box will appear. Set the blur radius to between 0.3 and 0.6 pixels. Click OK to apply the blur. This softens the edges slightly, making the tattoo look more natural. Next, we will warp the tattoo to fit the contours of the skin. Since skin isn't perfectly flat, the tattoo needs to follow the natural curves of the arm. Press Ctrl+T on Windows or Command+T on Mac. Right-click and select Warp. A grid will appear over the tattoo. Drag the grid points to mold the tattoo around the arm, making sure it follows the natural shape of the skin. Press Enter to confirm the changes. To refine the fit even further, we will use the liquefy tool. This allows us to push and pull parts of the tattoo so that it perfectly follows the curves of the skin. Go to Filter, Liquefy. In the Liquefy panel, enable Show Backdrop and set Use to the background layer. This lets us see the arm while making adjustments. Use the Forward Warp tool to gently nudge the tattoo into place, making sure it follows the natural flow of the skin. Adjust the brush size using the bracket keys for better control. Next, we will use blending options to make the tattoo interact more naturally with the skin's highlights and shadows. Click the FX icon in the Layers panel and select Blending Options. In the Blending Options menu, find the section labeled Blend If. Adjust the sliders for the underlying layer. Hold Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and drag the sliders to split them. This creates a gradual blend, allowing the skin's highlights and shadows to naturally mix with the tattoo. Finally, it's time to save the project. If you want to keep your edits for future adjustments, save the file as a PSD. This keeps all your layers intact. If you need a finished image, go to File, Export, Export As, and choose your preferred format. That concludes this Photoshop tutorial on applying a realistic tattoo. Thanks for following along. For training-related questions and additional assistance, please contact ITS Training Services by email at itstrainingservices@csusb.edu or by phone at 9095377425.